There you go. There's my 10 minutes in After Effects earlier. That was pretty fun. Doing the video stuff has been pretty fun. Um, so yeah, one of the things that we do that's really fun as well is we start off by going through some of the top bird photos. Yeah, Liz, you want to talk about After Effects? I don't know. I really enjoy all the techie things. So happy to do that. But so in eBird and the Macaulay Library, there's the ability to kind of record what your sightings are and add photos to the list. And you can go in and kind of like rank the photo. You can rate the photos, kind of what the quality is. So every week I like to go through the top rated photos on eBird Macaulay Library, which is basically just an excuse to look at bird photos, which something tells me with the people here we probably won't have too much of trouble with that. But I just posted the link in chat too if you want to look on your own time. I spend more time looking at bird things than I should probably admit, but we're all here. Laser, it's funny you ask about Birdle. I did it last time I streamed for the first time, and I'd never actually done it before. And chat helped me make it happen. Yeah, thanks so much for all the follows. Yeah, really, really awesome. Thanks, Liz. Thanks for everything. Hope you had a good stream. I tuned in a little bit. It looked pretty awesome. Yeah, so these are the top photos from the past week, and man, it always just makes me want to travel looking at all these things. That's really cool. I love these atmospheric photos like this. Just melts into the snow, half bird. It's pretty cool. This too. So one last time we streamed, we did a tier list of ducks of all the waterfowl of North America, which was pretty fun. Just going and seeing kind of with chat how we rank them all. So I'm trying to get Doc and Liz to do it as well, but we'll see. But for shorebirds, which I'm definitely going to plan to do a tier list. Has anyone here seen Avocet? Has anyone seen any cool birds recently? This definitely ranks up near the top of all birds for me, to be honest. So cool. Big fan. Oh, this is an incredible bird too. Nice shot, Manny. It's incredible. Yeah, there are some least rated ducks there, and there were some people that did not agree with what I said. So if you look, it should be the last VOD in the channel here, and I also have it on YouTube as well. Here, let me do the socials thing. Yeah. So I have more stuff on YouTube than other things, but there's all the social links for folks who want to do that. And if you want to see the waterfowl tier list, it's on there. Oh, you're talking about redheadeds on Liz's stream? I mean, like, look at that bird. It's so good. The flammulated herring? Yeah. These birds are incredible. Those eyes, just like incredible. Like spheres of the night sky. So cool. What else do you all talk about on Liz's stream? I just tuned in and saw some Goots painting. What else we got? Oh, this is one of the best birds ever. Man, there's so many good birds out there. That is so cool. It's getting to be woodcock season too. Has anyone here seen American woodcock yet in the last little time? Timberdoodles, perfect. Timberdoodles are amazing. They're it's the season for timberdoodles. They especially the next month or so. If you haven't seen them and you want to, which you should, everybody should want to see a timberdoodle. If you go out and at dusk, so like 45 minutes before, probably something like that, the best habitat to look for is a field, usually with a little bit of like weediness in it, next to forest or like swamp or something like that. Thanks, Tetris, for the follow. Yeah, so if you're in Kentucky, if you're in Massachusetts, anything like that, anywhere in the eastern U.S., once things warm up a little bit more. Thanks, Sarah, for the follow. you can go out and at dusk, if you're lucky, you'll hear the peent that Rustic was referring to, and then also what they call the sky dance, where basically the male woodcock take off and circle up into the sky, and they have special tail feathers. Let's see if there's a photo or a video of this. God, they're just so hilarious. Like, how is that even a real thing? So you can see it a little bit here. These look like footballs. Oh, sorry, you've seen the flight before? It's so cool. I wonder if there's any video. Oh, here should be video of painting. Here, let me turn off the music. Can you all hear the paint? Is the paint coming through? I'm not... Yes, paint? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so this is a real animal. Believe it or not. This is not CGI. Birds are real, by the way. Don't listen to anybody saying otherwise. So they do that on the ground, and yeah, astronomy sites, anything like that. Folks probably don't have video of them in flight because it's dark and it's really hard. Oh, that would be an awesome thermal thing. Oh, I should see if I can find displaying woodcock. That brings it all together, you know? They are so cute. But yeah, next month or so, go out near... oh, Doc, come on. No conspiracy theories here. And yeah, in areas with light pollution, you can see them in flight. So anyway, I challenge everybody here who has never seen a woodcock, if you're in the eastern United States, in the next 6 weeks, once spring kind of arrives in your area, a little bit of no snow on the ground if you're in an area with snow, just go keep an ear out on a warm evening and find the right field. You should find a woodcock. They're so cool. What else we got? Yeah, at dusk, listen for the peent. Sounds like some strange fantasy, some Lord of the Ringsian thing. Speak peent and enter. Their walk is awesome. Oh, this is a cool bird. Yeah, Lucian, I did hear about that. That was pretty strange. I don't know if others heard about this. There was a kind of freak accident of a big flock of blackbirds, yellow-headed blackbirds, in Mexico that had kind of a mass death in a town there, and it was caught on video. And last I heard, no one was really sure why. But yeah, a lot still to learn. One of the things I love about just kind of looking at all the top photos for the past week all around the world is how there's all sorts of things that you never really think about or have even heard of for birds. Like rufous-winged fulvetta from Thailand. So cool. This is actually a bird that I want to see. Do folks here know cedar waxwing? Of course you know cedar waxwings. Yeah, I mean, Liz has emotes. Everybody knows waxwings. Waxwings are glorious. This is like the desert waxwing. So this is a bird that lives in the Arabian Peninsula and adjacent kind of Western India and Middle East. And it's just this super crazy bird. The wing pattern. They have like see if we can find a photo that really shows it. They just have such like the grace of a waxwing, you know? Oh, there isn't a photo that really has it, but they have this white, like largely white wings. They're just so beautiful. Anyway, it's a bird that I've always wanted to see, and that photo here is taken by a friend of mine, Phil. So a little bit of jealousy, but good for Phil. Glad he got it. I haven't seen Phil in a long time. I went to bird camp with Phil. Yes, there is a bird camp. Sarah, they do not have the waxy tips that cedars do, but they're in the same group, I believe. Unless they were split recently. I don't remember. I believe they were at some point though. Oh, this is a cool shot. Wow. Man, what an awesome photo. The rain, the fruit. Does anybody know what the fruit is? Phobetria, do you know what this fruit is from Costa Rica? Pac-Man, real life Pac-Man. Do you know what this fruit is? Phobetria? It's Costa Rica. Feels like something you should know. If you don't, putting this one on you. Oh, here's another cool one. If anyone's from the western U.S., this is such a cool bird. If you haven't ever seen it, I'm gonna play the call here. Hopefully this is not too loud, but this sound is like one of the classic. Like you'll hear it in desert movies and westerns and stuff, and just that descending series of whistles echoing through a canyon in the western US. Oh, doesn't get much better than that. Would highly recommend. 10 out of 10. So if you're anywhere in here, find a big rocky canyon. Yeah, Minty, you've heard them before? Super cool. They're such cool birds. Let's see what else we got. Oh, a nice Canada warbler. The wintering grounds will be back, coming up to us soon. Yeah, FC Belize, that's what that call is. It's a super distinctive call. You'll hear it in movies. You'll hear it when you're out and about. They're super cool. Ah, speaking of waxwings, I think this is better than cedar waxwing. Bohemian waxwings, they're just incredible. What blows my mind in going like through what we're looking at right here, these are just photos that people have uploaded to Ebird and Macaulay Library and all in the past week. Like, we're just looking at like a 7-day snapshot of people watching bird, and there's just like, I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people out every day all around the world doing super cool bird stuff. And it's awesome to have folks here. So thanks for stopping by. I think I mentioned earlier, but I do these like This Week in Birds things once a week, and then I'm also starting to get into live stuff, more like Doc does. And Doc's been a huge help for that. So really excited to poke around with that and see what's possible. And it's been cool, Seth, seeing your stuff as well. So anyway, if you're interested in live birding content or this, follow the stream and see where it goes. Should be fun. I think Stripey, follow. Let's see. Oh, has anyone heard of this bird? This is one of those like somewhat famous individual birds, I would say. This is like the bird celebrity to some degree. There you go. Songbirder knows. The bat falcon. Yep, still there. So this bird's been there since, what is it, at least December? If not longer. It's the first ever seen in December 8th. The first ever in the US and Canada. So this is where they normally are. And all throughout most of Latin America. But then they stop just a little bit south here until this one. And so this bird has been hanging out right here on the Texas border for what is that now? 2.5, almost 3 months. So pretty cool. And they're hilarious little birds. I love the head to body ratio. It's like the opposite of the woodcock. The woodcock is like a tiny little dot, and these guys just have the chonkiest head. It's pretty great. But nice pants too. Pretty cool. Yeah, laser. It'll be curious to see how this one goes. If it makes it back or not. Oh, so I don't know if folks have seen fox sparrows before. Pretty widespread bird in North America, but this is not Photoshop. And this is a subspecies of fox sparrow that only occurs, it breeds throughout kind of mostly California, I think. I think they get up into Oregon and Washington to some degree in the mountains there, but definitely California. And it's the thick-billed fox sparrow. This is like what quote unquote normal fox sparrows look like, I would say, coming from the east. Most folks in the west will see ones like this, fox sparrow, a sooty one, or slate colored. And then there's this guy that, yeah, like you said, Laser, just a massive grosbeak bill. They're just so cool. And I would not want to be bit by that. That's definitely one that would be a little bit rough. But really nice photo. Connor, I've seen his stuff before. What else we got? Look at a couple more. Could easily get lost in birds. What have you all been seeing? Anyone here seen any birds recently? Did Liz have stuff come into her feeder during a stream? Oh, ground cuckoo. That is so cool. So cool. Okay, well, we'll end with this because this is just like totally weird and out there. So this is a member of this family of cuckoos called malkoas that occur throughout Asia and into Africa as well. Here we go. Usuals at Liz's feeder. Chatty red-tailed. Yeah, I really like the red-tailed hawk. The call there that you hear every time a bald eagle or peregrine falcon is shown in a movie. For those who don't know, spoiler alert: Santa's not real, and red-tailed hawks are the sounds that you really think a bald eagle or a peregrine falcon is. Oh, Nene in Hawaii, Minty, that's really cool. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, just to see what's there. Life from Belize, whippoorwill, nice. Oh, thanks Wolf for the follow. Oh, mockingbird comes to Liz's feeder. That's cool. Yeah, mockingbirds. Those are impressive birds. I feel like you don't think about it too much. At least I don't. But they're just amazing, and you get ones with like really impressive vocabularies. There's one actually where I am right now that does a black rail, and hearing a mockingbird do black rail call, and there's a starling here that does Caspian tern and stuff like that. I'm always just blown away. Mimic birds are just so impressive. I forgot to turn the music back on. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Birds are fun. Okay. What else we got? Barn owl, peregrine falcon. Barn owls and peregrine falcons. I mean, both of those are like, some of the classic birds, but I think they're often things are cliched for a reason. They're just incredible. First yard flicker. Flickers are really cool birds as well. When you do your birding IRL streams, you're at the lab of O or somewhere else. Where I'll be doing them will not be at the lab, but the technology will allow me to do it anywhere there's a cell connection. So it basically uses cell data plan 4G to broadcast, so you're not tethered to a specific place. Oh, you had a mockingbird that did seagulls? That's pretty funny. Yeah, there's mockingbirds are impressive. Okay. Yeah, so the Malkoa here, look at this, and then we'll dive into some bird news and sightings and stuff like that. Yeah, Songbirder, there LT streaming, there's more and more plans that make it a lot more affordable, and huge thanks to Doc for a lot of the help with info on this. Oh, thanks Minty for the follow. Oh, we're 3 away from 100. So close. There's 3 more people out there. The 4G like tech is just making. Oh, in Canada, yeah, I'm not sure for Canada. US, there's one. The best one is Visible, which uses the Verizon network, and you get unlimited 4G data for $40 a month, and there's an intro deal for the first 2 months, or $22 for the first 2 months combined right now. Thanks, Crawley, for the follow. So for folks who are getting started. Anyway, actually been thinking about trying to put together some resources because I've just been diving into kind of trying to do all this stuff over the last couple months, and there's a lot of different tech pieces and questions around that. So I'm gonna probably try and put together a YouTube video pretty soon, and Doc has a lot of great resources as well. Let me see, where can I do this? Doc, are you still here? If you are, could you just drop in your resources link? If not, I will do it later. Actually, no. Here, let's do it off screen. So this is from Dr. WD-40's rig, and so just dropped all this in and put the link in chat. So anyone who's interested in getting started, this is the kind of tech pieces that are involved for some of it. But won't dig in on that too long. I'll get back to the birds for now. But yeah, thanks Doc for all your help with this. It's awesome. And yeah, anyone who doesn't, I assume if you're all coming from Liz's stream, you all know Doc and hopefully follow him already. Cool. Yeah, so much tech, but the tech helps a lot. Okay. That's it for bird photos. Okay, this is the last one. So cool. Great Curacao. The turkey of Costa Rica, basically. Cool. So that's the bird photo roundup. So again, if anyone else wants to poke around and spend some time looking at bird photos, which is time well spent, just drop the link in chat. And after this, one of the other things that I at least find kind of fun is I don't know how many folks here use or are familiar with Ebird, but if you do, it's basically a way to like use or report the birds that you see in a way that like helps keep track of what you've seen in a way that helps like science and research and other folks who are interested in birds find what they want. So a lot of the stuff we'll look at today is with Ebird because it's all free and there's a lot of stuff around there. But one of the things that's fun is it keeps track of all the birds you've seen in your life and also for each day. So I kind of find it fun to go through and look at my bird list for this day. So on 24th of February, all time across my entire life, I've seen 239 species of birds, which is kind of fun. And I use this as like a memory thing that, oh yeah, I mean, a year ago I was in coastal Texas, birding with 4 friends. And after this, I'll probably text them and be like, hey, remember this? We were all doing this a year ago. And stuff like that's pretty fun. And going back, reliving spoonbills and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. So let's scroll through and find a couple things in here that are fun. Oh, I just sneeze. I have to mute. Okay, feeling past. Yeah, so I think if I remember correctly, there's one that I want to look at. Yeah, this one. So 5 years ago, I was in Thailand right now, with at least one person who's in chat, actually. And this was a really, really fun bird experience. This awesome bird called a chestnut-headed bee eater. That was just a total blast to spend time with. It's a pretty fun memory. Yeah, bee eaters are just so cool. So cool. That's Pipit. It's all right, but oh, get to know nature. Do you make videos? Bird related videos? Oh, chestnut beaters. So cool. Okay, what else happened today? Any other photos? I don't think there's many photos from this day. Oh, in California 12 years ago. Oh, I think Yeah. This was the day. This was the day I saw my first ever. Here we go. My first ever golden eagle. I'll get to know that. That's awesome. Yeah, if you have a channel here you want to shout out, that'd be awesome. Yeah, thanks, Laser. Check that out. Yeah, here we go. This was my life golden eagle. Super overdue. I specifically had looked for this bird for a couple years and had just never been able to find it. So this was a glorious day. Kat, I'm not located on the West Coast. Right now I'm along the Gulf Coast. But yeah, I've been fortunate to be able to travel a fair amount for birds, so it's been fun. But yeah, this is my life golden eagle and my life Phrygianus hawk in the OC, California. It's pretty fun. Many moons ago. Man, these are such cool birds. Phrygianus hawk. This actually reminded me, some folks here might not have seen this photo. We saw a hilarious photo of Phrygianus hawk on the stream the other day. Well, they have one of the derpiest faces of any hawk. They're just like a little bit wider than expected, I feel. That makes it hilarious. Kind of like a little bit ferocious, but like just a little bit off. It cracks me up every time. Awesome. I'm excited to see your stuff, get to know. That's great. We need more people making bird content. But this was pretty cool too. This bunch of Phrygianus hawks all standing around one, I guess, piece of prey or something like that. But pretty cool. Yeah, the magpie's just hanging out in the middle. But yeah, 12 years ago today. Pretty cool. I think that's probably it for this. A lot of stuff. When did yeah, I'm curious, how many folks here actively go out and like look at birds or for birds or something like that? And if so, how have you just started recently, or have you been doing it for a while? I'm always curious just to know what folks are like. A songbird, do you make audio podcasts? If you have that you want to drop into, I'm all for sharing bird content. If you want to shout yourself out, that'd be great. Lucian, great potus. That there definitely are photos of great potus. I don't remember if I have any. Let's look. Looks like I do. 13 years, nice. 6 years. I have no memory of not birding. Nice. That's the way it should be. Awesome. Thanks, Songbirder, for sharing it. Yeah, so here's the great potu that Lucian asked about. That they spend all day modeling as a branch with eyes, and they blend in pretty incredibly well. And they're big too. They're really impressive birds. Looks like I have photographed it. I think it's a really bad photo. It's not so great, but bizarre birds. This is what they look like when they open their eyes up. It's pretty incredible. Possessed tree branch. And then move on from potus in a moment, but I want to see if there's a photo of a baby, because baby potus are pretty adorable. Scrolling too fast. There we go. Oh my god. Look at how cute that is. Like, it looks like it's like all the best parts of like a cute owl, and like they're just like, does it get any better? Imagine if this was like an adult bird. If this was it's just amazing. What a world we live in. What a world. Oh, Drew, you've heard of Songbirding? That's sweet. Yeah, thanks, Songbird. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, this is a creature alive on this planet right now. I forget who said it earlier, but what a glorious world we're on. There's some pretty great things in it. Okay, here's one other baby Potu. Oh, what a great thing. Man, I should not have looked at that. You're gonna follow baby Potus. I think that's probably enough for life list. But I'm curious. The Thailand trip where we looked at the chestnut-headed bee eaters on that for a little while, so should be able to get some other fun Thailand days, hopefully. Yeah, Songbird. There's a fair amount of bird folks on Twitter, especially in the scientific realm. In my experience, the scientific side of things and the Western Palearctic EU side of things. Yeah, on Twitch definitely. Yeah, if anyone wants to do more birding Twitch things, need more things. So did the photos, did the life list for today. Then the other things I was gonna usually go into are just like birding news tidbits. So one of the things was that this past weekend was the Great Backyard Bird Count, and I'm curious if anybody here took part in the backyard bird count. If you went out and reported any birds or looked at anything like that, because it's pretty cool to see. To me, it's just such an amazing like testament to, again, like all the people around the world that care about birds and are interested in birds, and how it just like brings people together. That on just this past weekend, Friday through Monday, people went out around the world to count birds in their yard or wherever. And people, let's see how many countries took part. People from 192 countries went out on just one weekend and all shared what they saw. And like Colombia, a single country, had over 1,200 species, over 1,000 in Ecuador and India. Like, that's really incredible. That's actually really incredible from India as well. Over 1,000 species, beating out like Brazil and Peru. Did, but no feeders because of bear. Yeah, bears are always a bummer. Oh, cool. Fun crow vocalizations. That's awesome. Yeah, there's always stuff to see, but some days are definitely harder than others. Oh yeah, and here's that red-headed woodpecker we looked at again before. So cattle egret, living up to its name. Checks out. It's allowed to keep its cattle egret card. But yeah, so the Great Backyard Bird Count happened this weekend, and pretty cool to see all that. And that's every February there will be that. So that was kind of one of the cool news bits going on. This was kind of an in the weeds thing, or a detailed scientific piece at least. But the thing that I thought was pretty cool is this is just how anybody that takes a photo of a bird can basically be both showing something cool and having fun with it, but also having other folks be able to use that for science. So this was basically people like any of us here that had a hummingbird and took a picture of it and shared it, were able to be a part of this, where Peter Pyle, kind of a well-known birder and kind of in-hand birder with banding and stuff like that, pulled together more than 27,000 photos of 8 species of hummingbirds and was able to better understand their molt patterns, how they replace their feathers. So pretty cool just to have something that everybody that goes out and sees a hummingbird can be a part of something like this. So pretty cool. It's always something to do. Oh, Indiaves on Twitter. I actually haven't looked at that. But yeah, the Indian birding community is amazing. Really, really cool. So that was kind of all the birding news stuff that was just like general stuff I'd seen this week. Did anybody else see any bird pieces? I should have put in the blackbirds that Lucian raised earlier. Thanks for bringing that up, the yellow-headed blackbirds piece. But any other bird news that folks ran across this week? If you have anything, drop it in. I'll check it out if I see it. Come on in. The next thing is fun bird sightings. So for this, usually look at things that are weird behaviors or rare birds that aren't where they're supposed to be, like the bat falcon, and then the final one being like phenomena, things to look for, or things that are going on right now. This one was kind of cool, and is kind of very pertinent to what you're talking about right now, Seth, in terms of like around the world. So this is an Ultramarine Flycatcher, a bird that looks pretty awesome, blue and white like we're looking at here, and it was second record ever for Iran. Pretty cool for a bird that normally lives in Himalayas and winters in India and stuff, turning up all the way over in Iran. So kind of a cool rarity that happened in this past week, and really a stunning bird. They're just super cool. So that was one. And then another one that's kind of relevant closer to home. I assume most people here have seen a song sparrow. Has anyone here seen a song sparrow this week, this month, this year? There's got to be at least someone. I'm moving on until someone's seen it. There we go. Someone's seen a song sparrow. This song sparrow is in Belgium. And it's pretty cool in that the place where this was found was the American Robin, Seth, is a couple weeks ago. The place that the song sparrow was found is right on the border of Belgium and the Netherlands. So here we are, northwestern Europe. There's at least one, it looks like there's only one other handful of other records in Ebird, at least, for Western Europe. But the thing that cracks me up is this is literally the international boundary, and the bird is right here. So apparently there's stories of like groups of birders going, and of course everybody in Netherlands and everybody in Belgium wants to see it in their country. So everyone's like there, and it'll be in Netherlands, and all the Belgian birders will be standing there on the border waiting for it to cross. And it crosses into Belgium, and everybody in Belgium leaves because they got to see it. And then people pile up on the Netherlands side, and then they wait for it to fly back over to the Netherlands, and it just sounds like a pretty hilarious birding scenario. It's just kind of classic bird people being bird people. But pretty cool record, and very considerate of it to show up in a place that both folks can see it. But it's yeah, like you were saying, Seth, with the robin too. There was a robin that turned up in the UK a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if it's still there, but good examples of birds that for those of us who might be in the eastern US or in the US are we're used to seeing, but pretty much everything's rare somewhere. So the Belgian song sparrow, the location just cracked me up. It's pretty funny. Another thing that's going on, and so this is kind of both rare birds, but also things to look out for if you like to look out for birds that are unusual and something that might be unexpected. People often dismiss seagulls or gulls and don't really think about them, but there's a huge opportunity to find weird things in with your local gulls. And so there's a couple examples of that today. This was in Maine, where there's this common gull. So there's actually some nice comparison photos here. So this is the common gull that has kind of an all greenish bill and a little bit darker back compared to the common ring-billed gull that has the dark line across the bill here, a little bit chunkier head and bill overall, and a little bit paler back as well. So there's the common gull again and ring-bills there. So keep an eye out, and there's been a few common gulls around. Last This Week in Birds, we looked at one in Connecticut as well that I think is still being seen there. So next time you see a group of gulls, group of seagulls, check it twice. You don't know what could be in there. And it could be something like this that's a common gull. It could be something like this that is a bird that a lot of people wouldn't look at multiple times, given that it just kind of looks, to me, the first word that comes to mind is dirty. Just like the bird overall looks dirty, and I feel like the species doesn't look great. But when it's in Pennsylvania, Drew, have you thought about going for this bird? I feel like do it. Yeah, maybe it's rude, but this bird just looks dirty to me, just kind of like a little bit. I had a little accident with some smog or something like that, not sure, but just kind of that pattern throughout, just the kind of brownish gray everywhere, is kind of the classic Glaucous-winged Gull look. So they do that really well, and it's a super rare bird. Where here it is in Pennsylvania, and this is where they normally are. So a bird that is classic in the Pacific Northwest up through Alaska. Then they hybridize a lot here on the West Coast, but really rare in the eastern U.S. And that pink dot is this one there. So pretty cool bird, and one from Newfoundland as well. It's pretty amazing. So again, check your gulls. Don't just dismiss them. Every bird is awesome. I really like those. And then if you really are lucky, this is from a buddy of mine who used to live in Massachusetts and who now is living in Ireland. And he went out earlier this week, on Sunday I think it was, and found a Ross's gull hanging out at the local beach there, with everything, and it's been hanging around all week. So there's things out there to be found, whether they're expected or not. It's pretty cool what you can find. I think it's kind of cool. This is great black-backed gull, the largest gull in the world. Next to Ross's, it is definitely one of the smallest. It's pretty amazing. Cute little boy. And then the last thing that I wanted to look at, we can look at photos for this one too, is the common redpolls. So yeah, great black-backed gulls are awesome songbirder. Big fan. They're super impressive. They'll defend their nests against foxes and coyotes and a lot of other gulls and birds will turn and run. But I'm mildly intimidated by black-backed gulls. I'm not gonna lie. So this what we're looking at right here is a picture of common redpolls just this month. So this is a bird that going to put up over here. That is a finch, cute little finch, that lives normally in far northern parts of the world, in the Arctic, in northern Europe and Canada and Alaska, stuff like that. And they come south every winter, but only to a certain degree that changes every winter. So in the summer, they'll be all the way up north of tree line hanging out there. But when they come south, most winters, they'll only come down to right about here, kind of the end of the boreal forest. And if you're lucky and you live in the northern states, you might get some redpolls coming to your feeder or something. But as we see this year, common redpolls are down as far south as near Memphis. I know there was one in Arkansas. Serious numbers through the Great Lakes, a lot as far south as St. Louis, stuff like that. So depending on where you live, I'm curious if anyone here has seen redpolls this winter, but if you haven't, keep an eye out at your feeder or your local place that has a lot of birch trees. They'll often eat like birch catkins, anything like that. And it's a pretty cool thing to see if you're lucky, and they are pretty adorable. And some that could be pretty fun. So the poll is the cap here. So redpoll, it's like black-poll warbler. It's black cap as well. But cute little guys. So redpolls are doing their thing, and further south than most years. So if you have a chance, keep an eye out for it. Anyone else heard of any interesting bird sightings this week that are worth highlighting, looking at? Like the thanks for the robin note, Seth. Must be. Anyone else heard about anything local to them? There's always something going on. songbird. That's cool. Not as many as last year in Southern Ontario. Yeah, they get a lot of good finches in Southern Ontario. Cool. Well, if no more rare birds, then I will dip on over to the weekend birding forecast. So in just a couple weeks, we'll be able to look at Birdcast, which is really fun to be able to kind of predict and look at where there should be the most migration. But for right now, I use something called Ventusky or Ventusky, or I'm not really sure. But if you're into kind of figuring out where you might want to go birding and how to make the most of your time, I love this website. I love good visuals and graphics too, and they just make it super logical, at least for me. Probably move my cam for this. So what we're looking at here is Saturday morning at 9 a.m. The precipitation that's happening, and then wind, obviously. So I usually just look at this to figure out where I want to go this weekend. So if you're in most of U.S. and Canada, you should be pretty good. Isolated pockets in the southeast will be a little bit annoying, but if you want to go birding, looks like low wind. Let's check the temperature as well. Okay, it's not even going to be it's not going to be warm in the north, but not too cold as well. So it looks like Saturday should be a good birding day across much of North America. Oh yeah, looks like Saturday is definitely the day. If you have a day to go birding this weekend, would recommend Saturday. If you're going to go look for birds anywhere, especially northwest, not nearly as good. Northeast, southeast, no good. Let's zoom over to the EU as well. Looks like southeast and Norway will be a little bit, that's going to be windy, and so I would not recommend that. Sunday might be a little bit better. Depending where you are, looks like Sunday might be a little bit of a better day. So, North America, probably Saturday. If you're in EU, probably Sunday, depending on your specific location. So that's normally what I run through for this week in birds stuff. But I have a new thing that I wanted to look at this week. So been trying to figure out ways to do kind of bird related content. Like others have said, there's a lot of opportunity, I think, around that. And so what kind of exists out there? So I tried the tier list last week. It was pretty fun, but I have a new thing that you all are going to help out with in a couple different ways, I think. I think this should be fun. I need to stream more consistently to get to affiliate a different Twitch level so that I can do polls, because I'm really excited to be able to do polls and get you, Drew, to run all the polls. And with that, then you can bet on different things, basically, and stuff like that. So we're not there yet, but soon. And thanks everybody who followed today to help make that a sooner thing. So the new thing, the new idea is the Ebird Quiz. So this is basically a quiz generation tool that you can do for photos or for sounds that lets you pick a location, and it gives you 20 photos or 20 sounds, and you pick from multiple choice what you think that is. So from chat, I'm going to start off by having you all suggest locations to do this for. So start the quiz, and we got to figure out where we're going to do this for. Once you pick where, I'll pick when, and then we'll try photos first, maybe sounds or something like that, and we can all go through the quiz together. I think. How does that sound to folks? Anybody have any ideas for places to do a bird quiz? Any location, anywhere in the world. Oh, Seth Teens on Saturday. Sounds a little rough. Ah, folks gotta have locations. It's gonna be like a song sparrow thing. I'm gonna wait till somebody gives me one. I can do this all day. East Coast US? Okay. Sounds good. How about like a specific spot? Should we try how about Boston? Want to do Boston? Okay. Boston, Mass. Let's do... Yeah, we could do right now. Why not? Let's give that a whirl to start. Okay, analyzing, fetching, creating. Enhance. I feel like there should be an enhance button for this. Okay, what bird is this? What do we got? I know what it is. What does chat think it is? I'm confident on this one. It's similar to a bird we looked at earlier, but we haven't looked at it. Male red-bellied woodpecker, says Green Herring. Yeah, like see with a poll like this, we could just put in all the options here and have people just vote for each of them. It'll be awesome. We'll be there soon. Green Herring, you're totally right. Even to the sex of the bird. Red-bellied woodpecker. And so then you do this, and then you rate the image, kind of the image quality to continue. So out of this, I'd give this like 3 out of 5 stars. 2 to 3, something like that. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got clues. It's standing in a tree. Pretty long legs. If there's anything special about the legs, potentially. Zoom out so we can see the options here. There's a couple clues on this one that jump out. If anyone has any ideas, one of the ones that jumps out is the tail here that we're looking at is a lot of white on it. Like there's mostly white on the tail here with a dark tip to it. A lot of white speckling above, big white mark on top of the head. FC Belize says rough-legged. What does anyone else think? We got a rough leg? Is it a red tail? Is it something else? Should pull up. Here we go. This could be another fun part of it. We can go up. So this is the suggestion for rough-legged hawk. Looks pretty good, yeah? Yeah, photo location said Czech Republic. It is a rough-legged hawk, and they're spread all around the world. So that's actually kind of a cool little tidbit there. We can actually jump back to the species page here and see that rough-legs are everywhere. There's a big gap here just because there isn't much data, but they go all the way through. And there's such they have a ton of individual variation. Like you can get really pale ones like this that we looked at on stream a couple weeks ago. You can get reddish ones like this that are just stunning. And there's big age and sex variation as well. Males, females, younger, older. Oh, they're so good. So good. Okay, I'm going to give this kind of a 2 out of 5. It's pretty obscured and pretty far. So I'm saying it's a bad photo. It's just in terms of how much of it fills up. I think your favorite raptor, they're incredible. Okay, what do we got? Pintail, green-winged teal, canvasback, redhead, none of the above. I'm going to run through this a little bit faster then, just to give an idea of this. We can go from there. So yeah, enhance. So what we got here is I'm actually going to zoom out because one of the things that is distinctive about this bird is something that you can see even from a long distance. And from this distance, it kind of looks like these just white dots that you got on the side here. But this is a duck, gray sides, black back, this little white spur, it's often called here. And this is a ring-necked duck. So pretty classic there. And this is a tricky one because it's actually none of the above here. It's a ringneck duck. Another pretty distant zoom for this. But we'll go there. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Get to know. I'm excited to see your stuff. Okay, so this one is something that is tricky, and I'm going to say not identifiable due to multiple species. Because these are... What do we got here? Yeah, we got at least... Well, so this is a Glaucous Gull. This, I think, is just a pale... It's really, for me, like, with this one photo and this angle, it's hard to tell whether this is a herring gull or a Thayer's gull. It could be a really pale herring. What date is this? 17 February. I don't know. I'm curious what others would think. Maybe this could be a Thayer's. It's so hard with this lighting and with that, but its head is pretty square. Anyway, we're going pretty deep here. But I'm just going to say not identifiable due to multiple species. So what they were indicating was the Glaucous Gull, so the pure white one. That's really cool. This is like one of the most Arctic gulls. I know I said I was going to run through, but birds are too cool. Pure white wingtips. So almost all the gulls we're regularly seeing down where humans are have some dark on the wingtips, but these ones are really cool. Pretty darn white. Yeah, 3 stars. Here's a good example of saying not identifiable due to no bird. And so here we're helping curate the photos that are available for birds. So that was obviously someone just helping navigate to something. Okay, here we go. We got a little guy. Thin neck, tiny head. That's no bird. Dark on top. White throat and neck. Little bill, very thin bill. Riding low in the water. Anyone have any ideas on this one? It is a grebe. It is, I will say it's not none of the above. Loch Ness grebe would be an awesome bird. Sethley says horned grebe. Sethley is right. Pied-billed grebe would be small and brown. Red-necked would be larger billed, longer necked. Eared would have a lot of dusky on the side of the head and the neck. Horned grebe. And this has a watermark on it. And a bit of a zoomed photo. Pretty small. Oh, here we go. This is one of the best ducks out of the duck tier list we did the other day. Grace incarnate. Elegance, beauty. This is the bird that should like star in a I don't know, some fragrance commercial or something. Does anyone know what it is? Besides the star of the show? Boom. See multiple times. Pintail. It's a good bird. 3. Edge of a 3 or a 4. I'm going to give this a 4. Nope. This guy really likes the corner of the... This is not a zoom. I'm zoomed all the way out. It's just an artistic crop. This is also one of the best ducks. Really showing us all these ducks with tails that are not short in a row. Almost like this is a long-tailed duck, which it is. Beautiful, beautiful birds. I like the inclusion of the eagle with all the guesses. Oh, it's Doc's Pog. That's funny. Okay, so we got multiple species here. Again, this one has a sail going. It's a little known adaptation that some birds have, but really helps them move more efficiently through the water. So don't listen to anything I'm saying, because that's not true. But everything else has been true. So we got 2 species in here. So I'm going to say not identifiable due to multiple species. because you don't know which it is. Yep, so they're talking about the mallard. Because this is an American black duck, looks like, in there. Dark and chocolatey. Give this one a 2-star. Okay, we're halfway through. Batting 1,000 so far. Okay, so we're back in grebe land, but this is not a horned grebe. Does anyone know which grebe boy this is? I kind of enjoy the waiting game. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. But I'll just pick it. It doesn't look like anyone's jumping out for this. And one thing that I want to say as we go through this, and this, I think it's one of the things that I think is a negative part of a lot of like birding and birding culture is that I think there's like I at least feel sometimes like there's a stigma to being wrong. You know, like there's a right and a wrong identification. You don't want to like have something that is wrong. And I think at the end of the day, you do want to try to not misidentify things. But something that I believe to my dying day is that every person that goes out birding every single day misidentifies something. And it might be just for a moment. You hear something and you think it's a cardinal singing, and then you listen a little bit closer and you realize, oh, it was a distant Carolina wren or something like that. And that's a misidentification of something. Everybody does it, and as far as I'm concerned, that should be normalized and totally fine and not like a bad thing. I think the thing is you want to catch it when you can and minimize it. But I think being curious and knowing when you're not certain is something that I think is really, and being able to say I don't know, I think is another thing that in birding is really an opportunity for improvement, I would argue. So anyway, as we're going through this, not trying to have any of this. This is if you think something, throw it out. If it is or if it isn't, it's totally fine. Yeah, songbird, totally agree. Totally agree with that. Seth, rednecked indeed. Big yellow bill, banana bill on this guy, and all this dusky brown on the neck here. That and bigger kind of head, thicker neck, different from the horned we saw before, with the black and white little tiny bill. We got a redneck. Yeah, westerns are cool. Okay, so this one I feel like we just got thrown a freebie, because I think, can we all agree it's not a short-eared boreal saw-whet owl or a belted kingfisher? I think we're in accord here. It's an owl? Okay. It's a songbird. Sounds good. Great gray owl, maybe? Perfect. This looks like a yellow-bellied sapsucker. Great little bird. See it just clinging to the bark there. Super cool. 2 stars for this. Okay. We got an emblem here. We gotta ratchet up the difficulty for the next one, I think. Maybe we'll try sound. So this, we have ourselves some blue jays. Everybody loves a blue jay. This has a watermark in it. And on the edge of 2 and 3 for this. Maybe 3. Okay, we're back in Ducktown. This is kind of this head color, this gingery head color, kind of gray body, thin little bill like this, and this little line around the eye as well. This is a merganser, and the females of red-breasted or female types. This looks like it's probably a young male, I think, with that blackish in the forehead. But red-breasted and common mergansers look pretty similar. But this is a red-breasted merganser with the wispy crest here, the paler, gingery face. It's 2. Oh, here we go. It's a proper ocean bird here. Big dark duck. And they have a really cool eye pattern. It's almost like anti-eye makeup. Everything else is dark and already pulled across. Anyone know what this one is? I see I think the A suggestion was for the last one. Nice. Songbird had one this weekend. This is a white-winged scoter. 2 stars. Oh, this was probably the most contentious bird on the waterfowl tier list. I put this in like mid to low A. And a lot of people were all about this as S tier duck. But I don't know. I think I'll stick. Oh my god, green herring. I'm unconvinced. But it is none of the above. It is the adorable bufflehead. I'm not denying that. Just not sure they're S tier. Just don't know. They are good. They're A tier. That's what I'm trying to say. So here we go. We got a friendly little guy. Have these all over. And this is going to be a black-capped chickadee up in the north. Fantastic. Watermark. Got ourselves a wild turkey. I don't think we need to ask this. I think we're all familiar with the turkey, whether it's just in November or not. And 3 more. Bring it home. Okay. This one not as easy as a chickadee or a turkey, at least. This is another duck. Big sloping bill. Boom. Billy's got it immediately. So canvas back. Big brown head. This is a female. Brown head and breast. Really pale upper body all the way across sides and top. And then the aristocratic nose. Big sloping nose. Super cool. Okay, 19 out of 20. This is a cool bird, actually. So 14 May. This is a bird, as a hint, you don't see this as often in this plumage. So this one is molted back to basically replace pretty much all of its winter feathers. I don't really see any left. I guess actually these wing feathers are there, these coverts. But does anybody know what kind of sandpiper this is? Also, sandpipers are the best group of birds. So, this is the best. Green herring, I feel not like this is a perfect emote for birding in general. So we got here is thanks Meg for the follow. 1 away from 100 now. Yep, Seth, with your cryptic guess, you are right. It is a purple sandpiper. So these guys, they get, you can kind of, I don't know, if you squint and have belief, you can kind of think that there's a little bit of purple sheen on some of these. So they get a little bit of a purpley iridescence on their back feathers here, these scapulars. And Eclipsed for the 100th follow. Thank you. Much appreciated. You made the duck sing. And yeah, like I was saying before, in winter, let's pull up these guys' history here. So in winter they look like this. They're just like all kind of gray, slaty gray, and the really nice bright orange base and beak there. But then, like we were just looking at, when they get into breeding mode, they get kind of this different look, which is what we're looking at here. And this is, I've only seen purple, I don't know anyone else here, I've only seen purple sandpipers look like this a few times, because they're almost always like this. But here we go. Here, I'm going to prove everybody. Look at this. See? Come on. You don't even need purple tinted sunglasses. You see it, right? That's real. Real and true. Real and true and fair. It's the purplest, one of the purplest sandpipers in the world. But they're pretty cool. Pretty cool birds. So, you're right, Seth. This is a purple. Pretty nice photo. And here we go. Close it out. This is actually one of my favorite birds. I feel like they don't get enough credit. Yellow in front of the eye. And a little white throat. Good job, Green. I give most things 3 stars in the middle. There you go. 17 out of 17. Nice job, team. We did it. What do folks think? What was interesting? Would it be interesting to try an audio one? Interesting to try another one of these somewhere else? Is it better just to wait until there's the poll option? How do folks feel about it? I feel like there's a chat delay for some of these. I should look into that. Audio one? Oh, bold words from Songbirder. Here, should we do? I wonder if you can do like, let me see. Random location generator. United States. Okay, it gave me as a random city. It's giving a bunch of ads, so I don't really want to show the page. But it gave me Tampa, Florida, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Plano, Texas, Rochester, New York, Oakland, California, Orlando, Florida. Let's start with Tampa. Let's try one of these in Tampa, Florida, and see how things feel. Might be done after that. Let's do it for today. Why not? Let's do sounds. Okay, I'm going to turn off music. Can folks hear this loud enough? I'll turn it up. I'm excited. I haven't heard this yet this spring, but this is one of my favorite early spring sounds in the eastern U.S. Especially if you have a deck or a porch or something, you might have a pair of these come in and build a nest under it. This is any guesses? Not seeing any guesses coming through. This bird is onomatopoeic. Sorry. Very, very quiet, Seth? Okay. Turn it up. How's that? Is that better? I don't want to flashbang anyone's eardrums. Yep, Belize, you're totally right. Yeah, so they're onomatopoeic, which is our $2 word of the day. Named after what it sounds like, which I find kind of a fun little word. Eastern Phoebe. It was fairly quiet. I'll give it a 3. Oh god, that's what I was worried about. Sorry, that was probably way too loud. Okay, let's try this. Interesting. I always like when they give you these, like... Yeah, this thing does really seem to love grebes. So for this 19 March, this is pretty cool. Pennsylvania, I wouldn't expect this. So for this, I actually... A pied-billed grebe, know by ear pretty darn well. Eared, I heard kind of for one of the first times this last fall. I actually heard, so that was in Minnesota, and there was one that was calling out in the water. I thought it was a golden plover at first because it sounded so unlike anything else. And then it was just this eared grebe hanging out with horns. It was pretty good. I think this is horned grebe, but I'm definitely not certain about it. Anyone else have any strong opinions? I think horned. I'm gonna go horned unless unless anyone else disagrees. I think it's horned. Yeah. There we go. That's cool. Let's look at the list. Any photos? Oh, that's cool. Just a bunch of audio. Nice. Julia Plummer. Nice audio. It's cool. So we got a single hoot here. Oh, well, this is tricky because it's another multiple species one. So, in here. So this is one of the things too. Some of these will have human audio notes at the end that'll give it away. So I paused it before that. So we got a common ground dove doing the boo, boo call. But then in the background, there's collared doves. I think there's collared doves and white-winged doves in the background as well. Oh yeah, we got a Belize person here. You'll certainly know these. I think my guess would be common ground dove would be the main species here, since that's what's the loudest at the start. So I'm gonna go with that. Yes. Give that one a 2. Oh, here's a familiar sound. It's a bit of a bumpy recording, but does anyone know what's in this? Belize, you got a good ear. Yeah, so you can hear these calls in the middle that kind of these strident whistles. Toodaloo, toodaloo. I really like killdeer. I think they're polarizing. Some people like them, some people don't. Yeah, hearing it every night sounds about right. That one's a bit of a rough recording. This is fun. So this is a fun prelude to spring warbler migration, where this is one of the group. The list of options here could be more confusing, but it's auto generated. But there's, I would say, three plus species that have very, very similar songs in terms of the range of variation. So there's like yellow warbler, chestnut-sided warbler, and American redstart that to me can all be very, very similar to one another. But this one has one to me has one element to it that pretty much only here redstart do. So to me, this is an American redstart. So this trill, and then that final high-pitched note right there, I don't think you ever get from that high, thin note. from yellow or chestnut sided. So I'm gonna go red start on this. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is making me excited for spring migration. Okay, so we got two. We got this nice little warbled song coming through here. And that is so there's a red-bellied woodpecker that's calling the a couple times. Does anybody know what this is? I have a guess for this one. Feel pretty darn good about this one. So this, to me, with this kind of rambling warble, sounds like a painted bunting to me, that just goes through and kind of has the warble. And blue grosbeak would be the most similar, but it has, to me, a lot more harsh notes and everything. Painted buntings just sound kind of like slurred as they talk through. Yeah, and indigo bunting is very clear, paired notes. Shorebirds. This is a bit of a strangely edited audio recording, I think. But from that one call, I'm pretty sure this is a snowy plover from that call, but I'm definitely not certain. Doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard oystercatcher, blackbelly, or golden plover give. I don't really know it, and I haven't spent a lot of time with snowy plovers, so I think that's what that is. I'll go with snowy. Wilson's, that makes sense. Definitely wasn't confident on that one. That's a bit of a strangely done it. End of the perfect run. Oh. I love this call. So this, what we're hearing here is the sound of ducks chasing each other around, and then every now and then one displays. There's a brown creeper in the background too, high pitched thing. Pacific wren, I think. Come on, do it again. The sound of the ducks flying around is kind of funny. Here we go. It's such a weird. Nice billies. Yep. Such a cool sound. Hoodie Merg. Listen to it one more time. So bizarre. To me, even just the idea of like ducks making noise is always just a strange thing. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. It's always just kind of bizarre. Yeah, bullfrogs. It definitely doesn't sound like a bird. It sounds, I don't know, prehistoric, reptilian, something like that. Kind of a cool recording. Whoa. So that sounds like an ibis to me. I don't really... Might just go white ibis based on likelihood, but I don't know how to tell ibis apart just on the calls. I don't know if anyone else here. This is like the sound like an ibis makes when it takes off or is like startled or something. Sounds kind of silly. One more ibis. Oh, it's gone. One more silly ibis. Okay. I'm just going to guess. Which you shouldn't do when you're actually out birding. I would just say, I don't know. It's an ibis. I'm just going to go white. Woohoo! Ooh. So this is like, yeah, you said hard mode a little while ago, Songbirder. I'm feeling like my general sense for the sound stuff is that it's like too hard and too in depth for everyone. Like not too hard. I didn't mean to. That was not what I was trying to say. Too detailed. Too like, I don't know. Yeah, I think green herring. Your comment makes like that. I think this is a Western. With the kind of discordant call there. I think I'm gonna go Western. I'm not fully sure. Sweet. A little bit of a faint one. Okay, now this is a cute one. This is the one that most people in the eastern U.S. will have heard, whether you know it or not. And it's another bird that is named for what it sounds like. There we go. Catbird. Nice green herring. Oh, I love this song. We're back in Warbler Town. Carolina Wren singing there. Here it comes. Oh, black and white warbler singing in the background. Anyone know this one? Indigo bunting. Ah, so good. So this is a none of the above. This is a Prairie Warbler. Awesome song. Just kind of going up the scales. Oh man. Not sure if you can hear it on stream, but it just started raining really hard. You can hear it through my earbuds. Okay. Cool, let's churn through the last few of these. Nice parallax. Got it. Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening here. I hear a greater white-fronted goose, it sounds like. But I don't hear anything that's like a raptor. Oh, you know, I bet what this is. I bet this is turkey vulture. So I bet it's turkey vulture wings. If that's what this is, then this is like the ultimate hard mode. Let's see what we... So these... right in here. I'm pretty sure that's turkey vulture wings. That's my guess. I'm just gonna give this one a whirl. Boom. I feel like I should get double points for that. That's hilarious. Oh boy. So we got a bunch of species in here. All the high whistling, I think, is what we're gonna have here for green-winged teal. The sound of a bunch of ducks is kind of nice. Something kind of relaxing about it. Is it just me? Little murmurings and eatings, and it's like you're down by the pond on a summer day. Kind of nice. Yeah, parallax. I agree. What does anyone else think? Anyone have thoughts on this? I think it's the green-winged teal that are all the high whistles. Pintail. I don't really know what pintail sound like. Let's find out. Oh man, this looks like a fun checklist. Oh yeah, I do know this sound. I'm not sure there were pintail in that previous one. I think we were all right with green-winged teal. But I'm not entirely sure, so I'm not going to report it because I'm not fully sure. It's definitely hard to tell. Here we go. Oh, I hope whomever it was earlier. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't. Let me see if I can find it. We talked exactly about this. It's too far back in the scroll. But this is a bird that is almost never given its actual sound in a movie. So, yeah, again, don't want to like burst the bubble of folks who haven't seen this before, but this is what bald eagles actually sound like. Turn this one up a little bit. Make sure to turn it down before the next one. This is what the emblem of the United States relay sounds like. Just a little bit of twittering. But so it goes. The glorious red-tailed hawk gets the credit it deserves. Okay, almost there. Bald eagle. Back in Ducktown. There's a mockingbird doing a lot of stuff. So I don't have any ideas on this one. It's a great blackback gull. Blackbird. The entire waterfront. I don't know what this is. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time on it. I'm just going to do common goldeneye. Ruddy duck. I did not hear a ruddy duck in there. It's hard to tell. All of the above. Oh, this is a cool sound. Can you all hear this? It's super faint. I turned it all the way up. So this is a juvenile owl of some sort. Yep, songbird, I totally agree. This like raspy note is just the classic like juvenile owl. Yeah, I was thinking great horned as well. Great horns definitely sound like this. The date's a little bit interesting for that since they're such early breeders. I don't know what young bards sound like. What do you think? I'm just gonna hit great horned. It was barred. Ah. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. I hear an egret, a grumpy egret. This raspy bit. It sounds like snowy egret to me. A little blue heron. Interesting. Should give that a 2. Okay, here we go. Almost done. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that is. Given that it's Arizona, I assume Mississippi kite. I'm gonna go Mississippi kite. That's a weird harrier call. Any other people heard harriers like that? Maybe it's just that you can't normally hear the whoa, 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 whoa part at the start. Okay. I definitely feel, I just want to churn through this. I definitely feel like this has gotten way too detailed for what I wanted to have it be. Excuse you. Sorry for the ear bomb. So I'm pretty sure that's royal. It's royal or sandwich, and I struggle between those. I think it's royal, yeah. Sweet. Go with that. Okay, 14 out of 20. I'll take that. Should be good. Anyway, so there's the quiz idea. We did the photo, we did the sound, did them both for Eastern US. My sense, I'm curious for folks who are still here. I don't actually have chat up, so I don't even know how many folks are here. But what parts of that were fun? What parts weren't? My sense from doing it felt like the sound was a little bit too much. It felt like it dragged a little bit. Green, you agree? I feel like the sound isn't quite as yeah, it's not as good content. Do other folks feel that? How was the photo? Was that a fun piece? Yeah, Songbird, definitely agree about random, but I do like I like the randomness that allows chat to be able to help pick locations and stuff like that. Well, I felt like it was an experiment worth doing at least. There goes. Sound was challenging, sight was on the easier side. I feel like the nice thing about the photos is that it's more welcoming. Like a bunch of people can do it. And I really do think the poll piece would be a fun part of that. Photos in more obscure places. Yeah, that'd be fun. A lot of potential. Definitely with poll. Okay. That's good to know, Seth. That's a good perspective to have. That's great. Thanks, Jenny. Super appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. And I think like Songbirder was saying, when it's random, like it's a double-edged sword because like there's the fun of not knowing and just having it be whatever, but then you can also get a really quiet one and then a really loud one. And I don't want to be blasting pieces that the folks don't necessarily want to hear. Some music going again. Any other folks? Something random, definitely more obscure sounds. I kind of like the obscure sounds to some degree, but I don't think this is the place for them. The way that other folks have said. I kind of like the challenge personally. If I should go do that off stream. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks for the folks who stuck around and who shared their thoughts and everything. I think that's probably it for me tonight. But it's hugely appreciate everyone stopping by. Thanks again so much, Liz, for the raid, and for everybody who followed and stuck around and checked it out. Hit the follower goal exactly. Life is good. Go from there. And yeah, I am hoping to do a full like in the field birding stream this weekend, if the technology holds up. So for folks who weren't here earlier, I have all the technology pretty much ready. It's right over here. And it's worked at home testing. And the one time I tried going out and doing it, the second I was out in the field, it didn't work, of course. But anyway, if you are new here, that are following the channel, you'll make a harlequin duck sing right up here, which is kind of cool. Like a hermit thrush. They don't do that too often. And yeah, I'll be trying to do these every Thursday. Seems like a night that works well before the weekend. Can look towards the birding forecast, especially as we're getting into bird cast season and migration and stuff, and go from there. So thanks again, everybody. That's it for me. Have a good rest of your February. Have a good weekend, and go see some birds. Enjoy. Thanks, everybody. See y'all later.